and ending up being the Conservative Party running government are pretty much close to zero. Neither of them are MPs. You know, Boris Johnson was forced from office, not by the electorate, by his own party. Sadly, the people that knew him best decided they didn't want him. Then when the House of Commons Privileges Committee found against him over the Downing Street party scandal, rather than staying in fighting his corner, he quit. When he stood for election after David Cameron quit to be leader of the Tory party, he quit that. There was a great hullabaloo a few months after he left 10 Downing Street that he might stand again, and he published a picture of him on the telephone by Union Jack, and he quit that unofficial race as well. He's got a record of not making it to the starting line, and the way you can guarantee your own failure is by resigning your seat in the House of Commons, which he has done.
Well, I think that's a little bit unfair, because the reason he quit in most of those instances is because he knew he'd be pushed out, so he might as well go. I mean, that by his own party, by his own party. Well, a lot of them, you know, I'm not. Don't even get me started on Keir Starmer and Beergate and a lot of things that may have gone under the radar. That
Keir Starmer was investigated by the police and cleared, so that's the opposite of going under the radar.
Well, not so much.
The very opposite.
Well, there were stories that appeared to be told. For example, Angela Rayner wasn't there, and then she was. It was only an impromptu gathering, which but it was
cleared
planned.
by the police. Do you accept the outcome?
Well, the outcome is the outcome, but I don't accept it. No, I think he did it just as badly as Boris on that. I think if you're going to penalise Boris for that, I think if you're going to penalise Boris for what he supposedly did, then I think that you should, on that balance, then also penalise Keir Starmer, because I see very little difference.
There's no evidence at all.
There is evidence. I mean, look. I mean, I don't want to get too much involved in that, but let's be honest. We know that Keir Starmer lied when he said that Angela Rayner wasn't there, because she was. She's a force of nature. You wouldn't not notice her. He said that it was an impromptu gathering, and it turns out there was a memo there. He said there were only a few people then. It turned out there were some, I don't know, 19 or something, and that's only because he was found out with a bill that showed that there were over £200 spent. I think, personally, that they are, if you're going to have a go at Boris about this, you should also be having a go at Keir Starmer.
You can have a go at anyone, and you've got a platform to do that, but to say Keir Starmer lied when he's been investigated by the police is completely inappropriate. Well,
I've just given you the facts. He gave some information that wasn't true. It did, well, was Angela Rayner... OK, I'm not arguing about the police investigation, but I'm not going to repeat this.
Than the police?
I'll say it. OK, so did Keir Starmer say that Angela Rayner was at the party or not? What did he say?
I can't remember, but the police...
Well, I've just told you. OK, hold on, stop talking. So he lied because he said Angela Rayner wasn't there, and she was. What would that be? What would you call that?
I think you're digging your grave legally.
What would you call that?
You're digging your grave legally.
I don't think I am.
He lied when he's been investigated by the police, who did not find he lied.
Well, was it true that Angela Rayner was there or wasn't?
I can't remember, but
I can.
No evidence.
She was there, and he said he was.
There's no evidence he lied.
So what would you call that?
An error.
Oh, right, that's a big error. OK. All right, well, that's fair enough, then.
But you're saying he's lied, but you haven't offered any evidence to support that point of view.
I've just given you the evidence, and I've given you a few instances that were simply not true. I've just told you them. So that's why I'm saying that I think both he and Boris, I think if you're going to put Boris in trouble for that, then I think he should also be in trouble as well. I don't need to spend any more time on this because the facts are there.
Boris Johnson was fined and Keir Starmer was cleared.
He was fined, and I have no idea why that would be the case.
They're a world apart.
I think they should have both been fined if you're going to fine anybody, or not at all.
Even if the police investigated found someone didn't break the law, you still want them fined?
Who's interviewing? Is it you or me?
But I think you said something that's very inappropriate.
But I've said something that's true.
Ask Daniel. It's not true that Keir Starmer lied. It's not true that Keir Starmer lied.